The emergency session of the Zephyrian High Council had been called at 300 Galactic Standard Time, a testament to the unprecedented crisis facing their empire. Supreme Chancellor Vextar's forearms trembled as he reviewed the damage report scrolling across his neural interface. In the span of 72 hours, 17 military installations had been reduced to scrap metal, 3 trade routes had been completely disrupted, and their supposedly impenetrable maximum security prison complex on Kepler 442b had been turned into what could only be described as abstract art, all because of one escaped human prisoner. How? Chancellor Vexitar's voice reverberated through the crystalline chamber, causing several junior counselors to flinch. How did a single member of that primitive species manage to orchestrate this catastrophe? General Korthax, his chitinous exoskeleton bearing fresh battle scars, stepped forward with visible reluctance. Supreme Chancellor, we may have underestimated the human designation Marcus Chen. The admission hung in the air like a toxic cloud. For 3 centuries, the Zephyrian Empire had expanded across the galaxy with methodical precision, cataloging and conquering species with the efficiency of a well-oiled machine. Humans had been classified as Level 3 threats, moderately intelligent, physically weak, technologically inferior. Their home planet had fallen within a standard lunar cycle. Marcus Chen had been captured during the siege of New Tokyo, one of Earth's last holdouts. Intelligence reports described him as unremarkable. A former maintenance engineer turned resistance fighter, age 34, no special military training. He had been selected for their research facility precisely because he seemed so ordinary, a perfect test subject for their psychological warfare experiments. They had been terribly, catastrophically wrong. The human demonstrated capabilities we did not anticipate. General Korthax continued, his mandibles clicking nervously. During his imprisonment, we observed him studying our guards' routines, memorizing shift patterns, analyzing the structural weaknesses of his cell. We assumed this was typical prisoner behavior, futile attempts at escape that would ultimately break his spirit. Chancellor Vextar's primary eyes narrowed. Continue. He began with small acts of sabotage. Damaged surveillance equipment, corrupted data streams turned our own security protocols against us. When he finally escaped his cell, he didn't flee the facility immediately. Instead, he spent 18 hours moving through our installation like a ghost, accessing our central databases and downloading classified military intelligence. The Chancellor's secondary arms clenched involuntarily. The Zephyrians had evolved on a world of predictable patterns, fixed seasons, stable ecosystems, minimal natural threats. Their success as a spacefaring civilization came from their ability to impose order on chaos, to reduce complex problems to manageable variables. Marcus Chen represented something they couldn't categorize: pure adaptive chaos. He knew we would track his stolen shuttle, General Korthax continued. But instead of running to the outer rim or trying to contact human resistance cells, he did something unprecedented. He transmitted our military secrets to every enslaved species in this sector of the galaxy. The council chamber erupted in alarmed chittering. The implications were staggering. 17 different species, some of whom had been under Zephyrian rule for generations, now possessed detailed information about fleet movements, weapon specifications, and command hierarchies. But Marcus Chen hadn't stopped there. Intelligence Officer Yathara activated the central holographic display, showing a 3-dimensional tactical map dotted with red warning indicators. The human has been moving through our territory systematically, Supreme Chancellor. He's not operating alone anymore. He's building a network. The display showed Marcus Chen's path over the past 72 hours, a seemingly random zigzag that, upon closer examination, revealed a devastating strategic pattern. He had visited 3 liberated worlds, coordinated with 4 different resistance cells, and somehow convinced the notoriously isolationist Crystalline Collective to join what he called the Freedom Coalition. How is he staying ahead of our pursuit fleets? Chancellor Vextar demanded. He's learning, sir, Yathara replied reluctantly. Each engagement teaches him more about our tactics. He adapts faster than our command structure can respond, and he's teaching these skills to others. The holographic display shifted to show surveillance footage from the attack on Outpost Gamma 7. The recording showed Marcus Chen, still wearing his tattered prison uniform, leading a mixed force of liberated slaves in a perfectly executed assault. He had somehow convinced 3 different species to work together, despite their historical antagonisms, coordinated their diverse abilities into a unified fighting force, and neutralized a facility designed to withstand siege warfare, all in under 4 hours. "He's not fighting like a human," General Korthax observed quietly. "He's fighting like something we've never encountered." Chancellor Vextar studied the footage in growing horror. The Zephyrian Empire's entire military doctrine was based on exploiting predictable behavioral patterns in conquered species. Humans had shown typical mammalian responses to stress: fight, flight, or submission. But Marcus Chen represented something else entirely: adaptation without limits, creativity without restraint. "Sir," Communications Officer Zil Nth interrupted nervously, "we're receiving a transmission on all emergency frequencies." The main display activated, revealing Marcus Chen's face. He looked exactly as he had in his prisoner intake photos. Average height, brown hair, unremarkable features, except for his eyes. His eyes held the calm intensity of someone who had looked into the abyss and decided to redecorate it. "Greetings, Zephyrian High Council," Marcus said in accented but fluent Zephyrian standard. "I believe we need to talk." Chancellor Vextar found his voice after several seconds. "You are in no position to make demands, human." Marcus smiled, an expression that somehow seemed more threatening than a roar of rage. 3 hours ago, your 7th Fleet surrendered to a force consisting of 1 commandeered cargo ship and 47 liberated prisoners. 2 hours ago, the mining colonies in the Vega system declared independence. 1 hour ago, your financial networks experienced what I believe you would call comprehensive systemic failure. The emergency alerts flooding the council chamber confirmed every word. "You see," Marcus continued, "you made one critical error in your assessment of humanity. You assumed we were just another species to be catalogued and controlled. But humans aren't just adaptable, we're infectious. We spread ideas like hope, freedom, and cooperation faster than your warships can travel." Chancellor Vextar felt something he hadn't experienced in decades: genuine fear. "What do you want?" "Complete withdrawal from all human-controlled systems. Full independence for every species currently under Zephyrian rule, and a formal apology for that truly awful prison food." Marcus's expression grew serious. "You have 24 hours to begin your withdrawal. After that, my new friends and I will continue our educational campaign." The transmission ended, leaving the council chamber in stunned silence. Within 6 hours, the Zephyrian Empire transmitted its formal acceptance of all terms. Sometimes the universe learns that the most dangerous prisoner isn't the one who stays locked up. It's the one who refuses to stay contained and teaches others to do the same.